Hey guys, let's go ahead and talk about Twitter, and this is what I'm using Twitter for as of July 23rd, 2017, today. Um, here's the thing. A lot of businesses have Twitter accounts. Most of them are linking Facebook posts or even Instagram posts and just pushing them out towards Twitter. And when you do that, it usually comes through as a link. Sometimes, best case scenario, you can actually click on that link and it'll take you to Facebook or Instagram. Worst case, you click the link and then you have to log in, and you're just adding steps for people that might have actually been interested in seeing your information. You're adding, you're adding steps that they have to take to actually see it. So a solution that really, of all the time I've spent on Twitter, I've probably only seen I've seen less than 5 people do this, and that's including myself. Is you want to go ahead and download the If This Then That app. You go ahead and search. It's IF followed by 3 T's, so IFTTT. And what you can do is this basically is an app that you can put on your phone, and you can have one app talk to another, and there is something you can do on there to format Instagram photos, and it will actually put them on Twitter as something that was posted originally to Twitter. So it basically formats it as if it's an original tweet. And the nice thing is somebody can still click on a link towards the end of the post, and that will still take them to your Instagram account, or if you want to use it for Facebook, you can. But it's just it's a very small thing that a lot of people wouldn't think about, but makes a huge difference, because when somebody's scrolling through their phone, you have so little time to actually catch their attention. I mean, this is why Facebook considers a video view 3 seconds, because if you think of the time that you're spending on your phone when you scroll down, if you look at something for 3 seconds, that really does count as a view in the way that things operate now. So the first thing you can do is use that app. It's If This Then That, so IFTTT. And then the next thing you'll want to do, and you have to go to a desktop to do this, but the biggest part of Twitter is being able to jump onto conversations. Again, most people that you see are going to go on there and they're going to push out sales messages all the time, and they're going to just be trying to basically throw all of their stuff out onto Twitter. What it's really good for is actually jumping in on conversations. So you can go to the search box on your phone and you can just look for hashtags. Then you can click on the most recent thing. And I'll tell you, when you're jumping in on conversations, speed is really what catches people's attention. And again, you're talking about a very few people are actually going to respond. But if you search a hashtag and then you go to the latest posting for that hashtag and you're scrolling through, and then you just reply to somebody, maybe somebody put a tweet out that 45 seconds ago, and the fact that you liked and responded to what they put out, you're going to catch their attention, especially since most people on Twitter, unless they've been around it for a number of years or they're a big brand on their own, they don't have a lot of people following or interacting with them. For what I just told you, most people are just using it to kind of push information out. So you are going to stand out on Twitter. Twitter is actually a really great place to have one-on-one conversations, and you even can apply this to brands and folks that are you might think are actually out of reach. So that's kind of an interesting thing too. So that using Twitter search, you can use just the regular search on your phone, is a good way to go ahead and start having conversations. Now, a little bit more, we're going to take this just a little bit further. If you go on your desktop and you search for it's twitter.com search, that is basically kind of like using the search box on your phone. But if you do twitter.com/search -advanced, then you can actually go in and start looking not only by hashtags, but you can also look at phrases. You can do location searches. So we're in Cincinnati. If you want to look at every tweet that has been put out in the last hour in Cincinnati, and you just want to start talking about all kinds of different things, you can do that. But again, this is a tool that I don't know how many people are actually using them, but percentage-wise, compared to how many people are actually on the platform, it's going to be very, very low. So, you can go through Twitter search on your phone. You can search hashtags, and then you can start responding to the most recent tweets. Or if you really want to get into it, you can get on your desktop and you can go through the advanced search feature that is kind of hidden on the phone. I was looking for it now, and you still can't find it, but you can still do it on a desktop. Now, the other thing that I want to talk to you about with Twitter, and this will really help you out, is one thing that you've probably is Twitter lists. So one thing that you've probably noticed if you are using Twitter regularly is your main feed, if you follow a bunch of people, is going to be just a hodgepodge mix up mashup of what everybody is saying. I mean, it really is. You want to talk about a fire hydrant of information, you go on there and you literally are going to be hit with a lot of different information. So what you can do is you can actually add people to lists. And what I do with lists is that if there's a certain, whatever the theme is, I'll go ahead and create a list for it. And then when I want to look and see what people are posting about whatever that topic is, that's when I search that list. And this keeps everything more organized, makes you look like a Twitter ninja as far as getting in on conversations and replying to people, because for me, I can be talking about fitness one moment, and then I can be talking about Star Wars the next, and I could be talking about I could go right into to throwing a couple of tweets out about a special flavor of the month the graders put out. So I mean, there's a lot of different things that you can do. So if you do these things, these will your presence on Twitter and just the use that you're going to get out of this platform, both for having the conversations, that's the biggest thing, but also as what we're talking about, building a brand and having conversations with people. You're going to be able to do both of those things here. So again, you want to go ahead and download. We talked about yesterday downloading Instagram. So if you've already done that, go ahead and download the If This Then That app, so IFTTT, and you want to go ahead and connect it to where your posts on Instagram are going to show up as formatted tweets, and then so that way the picture comes through. You then want to use Twitter search, and if you really want to be a superstar, you want to go ahead and use twitter.com/search-advanced, and you want to do that from a desktop. And then you want to make use of lists. Now, with lists, I would set them to private, because if you leave them as public, everybody's going to know when you add them to a list. And I've noticed when people add me to a list, and I see what the title of the list is sometimes, and it's kind of. But anyway, so set them to private so people don't necessarily see that you've got them on a list. Only follow the people that you really want to get some information from on a regular basis, and that helps with that silly little credibility. We're going to air quote this, and we'll talk a lot about follower to following to follower ratios. While the number of followers that you have really doesn't matter, it's more about the conversations that you're having. You don't want to go out and follow more people than follow you. That has in the last 8 to 10 years, there is nothing that screams I am desperate, I am not really all that legitimate, than following way more people than follow you. So keep that in mind. We'll talk about that in another video. But yes, these are some things that you can really do on Twitter today. If you take about 10 to 15 minutes to download those apps and just play around with it, you're going to be using Twitter a lot more effectively than just about than most of the businesses in the area, and that's what I really want for you guys. So I appreciate that you've hung with me here and watched this little video on Twitter. If you have any comments or questions, please go ahead and leave those here, or you can head over to either one of the websites. You can go to darylperry.com, DARYLPERRY.com, or yourlevelfitness.com. You've got social media platforms, you've got email, you've got my phone number on Your Level Fitness. Ton of different ways you can get in touch with me. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And then if there's anyone you know that might benefit from seeing this, maybe cleaning up their Twitter game a little bit, I ask that you go ahead and share it with them. Thank you again for watching, and I'll be talking to you real soon.